Go. Okay, so good afternoon, class. My name is Arlene Abing, and I will be your teacher this afternoon. But before we proceed our discussion, can you introduce first yourself so I would know your names? Let's start with the first row.
Ma'am, ako po ba?
Yes po.
My name is Bernaline B. Catanes and I live here at the Trinidad Benguet.
Okay, thank you, Pernaline. Next.
Hi everyone, my name is Desiree Alverde and I am 19 years old and I live here in Middle Quezon Hill, Baguio City and I study in University of the Cordilleras po.
Okay, thank you for that very I thank you for introducing yourself. So like what I said a while ago, I am teacher Arlene Abby. Okay, so our lesson for today is all about verbal and non-verbal cues. And but before we start our discussion, I would any volunteer from the class to please read objectives of our lesson this afternoon? Any volunteer?
Ma'am, me po.
Okay, Miss Desiree.
Objectives at the end of the lesson, students should be able to first, develop communicative skills. Second, identify the importance of verbal and nonverbal. Third is know the difference between verbal and nonverbal.
Okay, so thank you for that. So at the end of our lesson, I hope that you will learn something about verbal and nonverbal. You will know the importance and the difference of verbal and nonverbal. But before we proceed to our final discussion, any volunteer again who would like to share their thoughts or give them the definition of what is verbal?
Ma'am, ako po.
Miss Bernaline, go ahead.
Ma'am, verbal is a spoken language that indicate the speaker is expecting a response or reaction po.
Okay, thank you for that, Miss Bernaline. Next is, oh, sorry, wait lang. Okay, next is non-verbal. Any volunteer again from the class who would like to share the definition of what is non-verbal?
Ma'am, ako po.
Yes, Miss Desiree and Verde.
Ang nonverbal po is it uses body language, facial expressions, tones, and poses in speech as a medium of communication.
Okay, so thank you for that. So everything that you have shared a while ago about definition of verbal and nonverbal are all correct. But it says here that yes, are all correct. But let me just give another definition of or more concise definition of verbal communication. So verbal communication refers to the production of spoken language to send an intentional message to a listener. Now, another definition of verbal communication will be read by Miss Bernaline.
Verbal communication is the use of sounds and words to express yourself, especially in contrast to using gestures or mannerism. Non-verbal communication. An example of verbal communication is saying no when someone asks you to do something you don't want to do.
Okay, so very clear. The definition of verbal communication is very clear. But let's talk about verbal cues. So I'm pretty sure that you guys already know what verbal cues are or what is verbal cues. But it says here that verbal cues delivered through spoken language that indicate the speaker in expecting a response of reaction. So broadly speaking, these are divided into two categories. I'm sorry, but I didn't put the definition on the screen. So please, wait lang po. Sorry guys. Okay, so verbal cues are divided into two categories. Take note of that, class. The first is direct cues. So example of a direct use is go clean your room. And the second category is under indirect use. So example, can someone tell me what that means? Okay, so class, do you understand what verbal communication and what is verbal cues?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Miss Desiree. Thank you for that. Next, let's proceed to, let's go back to verbal communication muna. So example of verbal cues. Verbal cues is repeats the word or phrase for emphasis. Spell out important words. List on board or reads a list allows time to take notes. Speak more slowly. Stresses certain words. Uses different voice tone. Ask questions not meant to be answered by students. So those are example of verbal cues. Next, let's proceed to non-verbal communication. Miss Desiree, can you please read the definition?
Nonverbal communication is the transmission of messages or signals through a nonverbal platform such as eye contact, facial expressions, gesture, posture, and the distance between two individuals.
Okay. Next, let me just introduce what verbal cues. So you guys know, you guys already know what is nonverbal communication. So nonverbal cues naman, all communication between people that do not have a direct verbal translation. They are body movements, body orientation, nuances of voice, facial expressions, details of dress, the choice and movement of subjects that communicate. So that is non-verbal cues. So I have here examples. Yung touch is an example of non-verbal cues. Eye contact, and what else? What else? Voice. I mean space. Eye contact, gestures. So those are examples of non-verbal cues. Okay, so let's proceed and let's see what is the difference between verbal communication and non-verbal communication. A while ago, we have discussed the definition of verbal communication and non-verbal communication. But today, let's just take a look and see what are the differences between these two communication. So, Miss Bernaline, again, can you please read the definition under verbal communication?
Verbal communication is the exchange of information by words.
Next.
Verbal po ba rin ba, ma'am?
Yes po.
Okay. Verbal communication has less chance of confusion and in misunderstanding the message.
Any volunteer?
Verbal communi-
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Verbal communication leads to prompt interchange of information. Verbal communication doesn't essentially require the presence of both the parties at the same time.
Okay, so thank you for that, Mr. Desiree. Now let's proceed to nonverbal communication, and that is going to read by Miss Bernaline.
Ma'am, sorry na pagbaliktad niyo po ata.
Ay, so
Per na po yung nagbasa kanina.
Ay,
Opo.
sorry. Okay, naka-raise kasi yung hand dito sa
Ay,
screen.
sorry, hindi ko po pala na-lower, ma'am. Sorry po, ma'am.
Okay lang. Okay, so
Non-verbal.
ahead. Thank you, Miss
Non-verbal.
Bernaline, by the way.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay po. Non-verbal communication is the exchange of information by wordless cues. Non-verbal communication has more chance of confusion and misunderstanding the message. Non-verbal communication can take more time. Non-verbal communication requires the presence of both the parties at the same place. Yun po.
Okay, so thank you for that, Miss Bernaline and Miss Desiree. Now, class, I hope that you understand our lesson this afternoon. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you learned that there is a difference between I hope that you learn the difference between verbal and non-verbal communication. So is there any question or any clarification, class?
None, ma'am.
Okay,
None, ma'am.
thank you very much. So if there is no clarification or no questions, I will proceed. Let's proceed to our activity. So this is just okay. Wait, sorry. Okay, so you will going to describe what type of nonverbal communication is being presented in the screen. So let's start to this one. Let's start to this picture. Miss, any volunteer from the class who would like to answer the first picture? What kind or what type of nonverbal communication is this? Is presented in this is being presented.
Ma'am, may I try?
Yes po, go ahead.
Facial expressions po.
Okay, so facial expressions, very good. Next, any volunteer from the class who would like to answer the next one?
Ma'am, can I try?
Yes, Miss Bernaline.
Ma'am, either physical gestures or eye contact.
Eye contact. Yes, that is correct. Okay, next, the third picture. Any volunteer again from the class? But before you answer muna, I would like to know who is this person. If you guys know this, who he is, I mean.
Goblin.
Yes, Goblin. So you're a fan of K-drama.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So please answer it, Berod.
Facial expression.
Yes, it can be facial expression, but let to be more specific, what type of non-verbal communication is this? Under facial expression. Starts with letter S.
Yes, ma'am.
S. Under siya ng facial expressions, but this is more specific. Start with letter S. And
Ma'am, sorry, I don't know.
and with letter E. Five letters. Okay, so if you don't know the answer, then I'll just give it the answer. So, smile. Smile yung smile. Kasi naka-smile siya ng ganon, under siya ng facial expressions. So,
Okay.
oo. Smile. Okay, so the last picture, the fourth one. Any volunteer from the class who would like to answer the fourth one?
Ma'am, can I try again?
Yes, you go ahead, Miss Fernally.
Ma'am, sign language.
Yes, very good. That is correct. It's sign language. And you know, class, sign language is more often used by mute or deaf people. So it's very important also that we people who are not deaf or mute should should learn should learn um the gestures, should learn the gestures in order for us to communicate with deaf people or mute people. Okay, so thank you for your participation, class. Thank you for listening. And yan, nandiyan na si Miss Desiree, connecting daw siya. Miss Desiree, okay na ba?
Ma'am, yes. Sorry po, naghang po kasi.
Okay, that is understandable kasi we are online. This is online. Okay, so like what I've said a while ago, it's very important for us to learn something kahit yung konting gestures lang or sign language lang para maintindihan natin or makapag-communicate tayo ng mas maayos sa mga deaf or mute people. Okay, so let's proceed again to our next activity. Are you guys ready for that?
Ready, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So our next activity will be you're going to act. So I'm requesting you, class, to please open your cameras so that we would know. I'll stop screen sharing. Ayan, ang gaganda nyo. Ang gaganda ng mga estudyante ko. Okay, so I'll stop screen sharing muna. Ayan. Okay, so Miss Desiree and her group and the rest of her group will be group A. Remember that, Miss Desiree. And Miss Pernaline will be group B. Okay, so please check your messenger, ha? Please check your messenger kasi doon ko isa-send yung mga gagawin nyo. Give me a while lang, guys. Wait lang. For
Yes,
a while.
ma'am.
Pernaline. Pernaline, may I know your FB name? Sorry, hindi ko siya ma-search sa messenger.
Ma'am, BERNA. Katad.
Ayun, okay. So, Group A will be the first to act. Sila muna yung first na mag-a-act. Tapos, Group B, wait lang. Let me just... Sorry. Let me just read the direction, class, okay? So, so each group will be given only 2 minutes. I will be the one na magta-timer, and then the other group will guess the correct answer. But the other group will going to act without uttering a word. So there will be one representative per group. So let's start with group A first. They will be the one to act, and group B will guess the correct answer or guess the action that group A is doing. Okay, so are you ready, class?
Ma'am, sined mo na po ba or di pa?
Hindi pa, wait lang, sorry. Asan na
Ay,
yun?
joke pa lang, sined mo na.
Hindi ko kasi mahanap. Ayan. Okay, group A, Miss Desiree will be the one to act. Copy. Mamili ka lang sa isa-send ko kung ano yung i-action mo. And then group B will going to guess. Okay, sendan ko na sa messenger. Please, paki-check na lang.
Ma'am, I have chosen a word na po.
Okay, go ahead. Mag-action
Ma'am,
ka lang. Alam ko
ma'am, kukuha lang po ako props.
Wow! May props. Ayun, galing, may props. Okay, go ahead, Miss Desiree.
Washing the plates.
Okay, very good. So wala pa siyang 1 minute. Wala pa siyang 1 minute. Okay, so group B, 1 point. Group B, 1 point. Now it's your turn, group B, to act. And group A, Miss Desiree will be the one to guess the action. Okay, wait lang. Burn. Ayan, sinend ko na sa messenger.
Ma'am, wait, ibabalik ko lang yung sponge baka gamitin ni mama eh.
Okay, go ahead, Miss Desiree. We'll wait for you.
Wait lang, ma'am. Kukuha lang ako ng props din.
Okay, go. Okay.
Ma'am, I have chosen the word na po.
Okay. Your timer starts now.
Ano, eating an ice cream.
Are you sure, Miss Desiree?
Ma'am, yes, ganun.
Okay. So, ang galing niyo naman mag-action. Wala pa siyang 1 minute din eh. Ay, wala pa siyang 2 minutes. Okay, so group 1, 1 point. Group 2, group B, 1 point din. Ang galing niyo naman mag-action. Okay. Group 1, mamili na din kayo ng i-action niyo.
Mute pala. Ma'am, I've chosen na po.
Okay. Your timer. Okay. Okay. Wait lang. I just have a question, Miss Desiree.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you sing?
Ma'am, yes, a little lang po. Konti.
You know how to play guitar then?
Ma'am, konti lang po, ma'am.
Okay.
G,
Very
D, E
good.
minor.
Sana all. Sana all. Okay, Miss Desiree, your timer starts now.
Singing. Fixing the guitar. Tuning.
Okay, very good. Umabot sila sa 2 minutes. Umabot sila sa 2 minutes. Okay, group B, 2 points. Group A, 1 point. Okay, group B, it's your turn.
Wait. Okay, ma'am. I have chosen the word.
Okay, Miss Erna, go. Your timer starts now.
Ano yan? Ah, ma'am, Nag-aayos ng light bulb. Naglalagay ng light.
Okay, very good. So that is the correct answer. Now, Group A, it's your turn. 2 points each na, guys. 2 points each. It's your turn, Group A.
Okay. Okay po, nakapili na po ako, ma'am.
Okay, your timer starts now.
Waving. Hi. Saying hello. Saying goodbye.
Oh, okay, very good. Group B,
Hindi pala ako nakamute.
you've got the correct answer. Okay, Group A, it's your turn again.
Wait, ma'am.
Group B bala, Group B. Ang galing niyo naman mag-action. Pwede na kayong mag-ano.
Sige, ma'am. G.
Okay, game. So, are you ready, Group A, Group B? Your timer starts now.
Playing basketball.
Wow, how did you know na she's playing
Kasi
basketball?
nag-shoot po siya, ma'am.
Okay, yes. Thank you. Okay, so that is correct. 3 points each na, no? 3
Yes
points
po.
each. Wala pang natatalo ha, very competitive group. Okay. Okay, Group A, it's your turn again. Please choose.
Nakapili na po.
Okay, so are you ready?
Ma'am, game na po ba?
Okay. Ikaw, if ready ka na.
Okay.
Okay, your timer starts now.
Making a hand towel. Ay, natin pala yun. Ayan. Feeling.
Up, 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 up. Wala nang 2 minutes.
Ah.
Sorry, Group B. Sorry, Group B. Okay, so Group A, it's your turn. If nakuha nyo to Group A, you will be getting 4 points, and Group B is 3 points. Group A, it's your turn.
Yes, ma'am. Wait lang po.
Okay.
Ready na po, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead. Your timer starts now.
Digging a hole.
Okay, very good. You're good at guessing. Okay, so ilang points na kayo Group B?
Ma'am, 3.
Okay, so Group A, 4 na, no? Okay, it's your turn naman, Group A. Choose. It's time for you to choose. It's your turn to choose.
Ma'am, I have chosen na po a word.
Okay, go ahead, Miss Group A.
Ma'am, singing.
Okay, very good. It's very easy, no? Okay, so Group B, you've got the correct answer. Your points is now 4. 4 points. You have now 4 points. Okay, it's your turn naman, Group B.
Ready po, ma'am.
Okay, your timer starts now.
Mom giving a CPR.
How did you know na nagbibigay siya ng CPR?
Ma'am, kasi magandang example yung unan as a
Oo nga.
parang tao.
Oo nga, no?
Galing ni Berna.
Ang galing nyo din, both of you guys, the two groups are really good at acting. So my question is, do you have any plans of entering showbiz to be an actress?
Ma'am, si Berna, tanong niyo po. Ako, ayoko, ma'am. Mahihain
Ma'am,
ako.
si Desiree po. Si Desiree
Okay.
talaga.
Okay.
Ma'am.
So, ayun, di ba? Ang gaganda na nga, magaling pang mag-acting. Okay, so very good class. Very, very good. So give yourself a 5 claps. Okay, very good. Thank you for participating. Thank you for everything, class. Thank you very much. But before that, let me share screen our last activity. Okay, so this will be our last activity before let's end our lesson. Okay, wait lang. Let me share screen. Okay, nakikita niyo ba, class?
Di pa po. Ayun, meron na po, ma'am.
And okay, so we will watch a short video, and after you watch a short video, you will work by pairs. So you will discuss and you will give your thoughts and ideas to each other, and of course of what you have learned regarding the video that you have watched. And after your discussions, you will write a paragraph. It's up to you. It will be 1 paragraph or 2 paragraph. It's up to you. And then you will, basta merong 10 or more sentences. So, and then you will identify the different types of non-verbal cues, and of course, its importance. Okay? So, you may pass this until, what time? Our time is 8 p.m. na, 4 o'clock na siya. So by 4:30, you will pass your activity. Is that clear, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if that is clear, let me ask you again if you have questions or any clarifications regarding our discussion a while ago.
None, ma'am. Wala na po.
Yes po, ma'am. Wala na po.
Okay, so if none, I'll end now our Zoom meeting. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for your very energetic na participation this afternoon. Hindi ko siya in-expect. Thank you very much. And I hope and see you again next meeting. Bye!
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.